Don't give up on your dreams. Please don't give up on your dreams. This has been what has been spiraling in my mind, in my heart all day when I set the intention this morning to connect to the world of spirit for you for this spirit message and energy forecast for October 24th to October 31st, 2020. When I was communicating with the world of spirit, what do people need to know this week? How can we bring hope into their hearts? How can we bring passion back into their lives? And over and over again, Spirit continually said to me, do not give up on your dreams. You have dreams because the Creator placed them in your heart, because you have everything you need to pursue these dreams. Spirit was also inspiring me to tell you guys to look at the last two ideas that you had, the last two inspirations you were gifted from the world of spirit, and look at the process of what you pursued and what you let fall behind. The thing is with inspiration, especially from the world of spirit, is that the quicker we act upon them, the more successful they are. The longer that we perfect, aka sabotage, or the longer that we wait for things to fall into the place, that idea is going to leave and go to the next person. I've said that before on this podcast or on this newsletter, and it still holds true, and it's going to continue to hold true. And I'm going to keep saying it as long as Spirit keeps informing me that there are people letting their dreams slide away from them. Spirit wants you to look at the last two ideas that you had, the last two inspirations that the world of spirit has gifted you. And they want you to look at the process that you went through to either pursue it and it didn't work out, or not pursue it. And what Spirit is bringing to my attention this week for you through this inspiration is that there's healing there that needs to be done. You need to look at why you didn't pursue it. Was your life too busy? Did you not make intentional space for it? Were there old stories coming up for you that made you feel not worthy of what this dream could bring you? Was there fear that you didn't know what to do and you didn't give yourself that internal reflection space, like meditation or prayer, to get clarity from the world of spirit? Because you're not alone. This morning, Spirit gifted me this idea in the summer to do a workshop on creating a podcast. Okay, so I have limiting beliefs come up around that. I don't have a #1 podcast. I don't have millions of downloads. I have tens of thousands of downloads. But in comparison to some of the podcasts I listen to, that's peanuts. So in the summer, I was gifted this inspiration, and I took some action towards it, and then I stopped. Then I took some action towards it, then I stopped. Then Spirit kept aligning clients with me who wanted to hire me one-on-one to launch their podcasts. And even that wasn't enough for me to feel worthy of teaching an entire class on starting and launching a podcast. And then Spirit brought inspiration to my heart that, of course, aligns with the work that I do in the world and my body of work, which is, let's not just teach people to launch a podcast, but let's teach people how to heal the aspect of themselves that feel like they're not ready, or what do they have to share. The healing part of sharing your voice. And then I got into some internal reflection around, starting my podcast was the most healing aspect of my journey when it comes to being a spiritual entrepreneur. So I do have a lot to share with this. So Spirit gave me those cookie crumbs, and then I launched something a few weeks ago and I pulled it down because I still had a broken heart and I didn't feel in the creative space. These were my excuses, and they were real. They were real excuses. So I pulled it down. But the clients kept asking, I want to launch a podcast. Will you help me launch a podcast? So just this morning, I finally sat down and put intention out to my guide, Skylar. I said, okay, now's the time. I picked the date, November 14th. I'm doing this podcast course. I have the designer ready with the workbook. I don't have a name. What am I going to name this podcast class? And Spirit brought to me instantly the name for the podcast class, the Empowered Podcaster, which completely embodies everything that I am trying to bring to the world when it comes to women who are ready to share their voice through podcasting. And it was a huge reminder to me with the spirit message that we're not alone. We're not alone in this crazy thing called life. We have divine support, divine help, divine intervention, if you will, if we just simply ask and carve out even just the slightest bit of space to gift ourselves the experience of receiving these spiritual inspirations. We don't have to just take our initial inspiration and wing it and fumble through life on how to execute it. If we set more intentional space, if we can move past our addiction to suffering, because we all have an addiction to suffering and self-sabotage, and we give over to spirit our fears and our concerns and ask for some support and guidance, we will always get answers. And so spirit wants you to look at the last two ideas that you were gifted from the world of spirit. What came up for you? What do you need to love so hard that the energy that brought you down before doesn't stand a chance next time spirit gives you an inspiration? Journal about it, reflect on it, forgive yourself. Pray to spirit saying, I understand this now. I understand I'm not alone. And when you gift me something, it's not up to me to figure out all the details. You're here with me, guiding me. This is what spirit really wants to bring through today, because we're heading into the new year. We're heading into Sagittarius season, my favorite season, even though Scorpio season literally just started 3 days ago. And so we're working out the shadows right now of what's keeping us from our higher calling and our highest path, right? And so this is the assignment spirit wanted me to give you today, and just reiterate, like I do all the time, you are not alone. The cards that they gave me this week for you using Rebecca Campbell's Starseed Oracle deck is, you've done this before. You've lived many lives. You've overcome so many limiting thoughts and beliefs before. And you need to know that there is the wisest of souls within you that knows where to go. You just need to give them space to come through and inspire you. You've done it before. They're saying that if you do this homework assignment and you start chasing those inspirations that come to you, it will create deep cellular healing, so that when you choose, if you choose to come back into this crazy space again, this lesson's done. You can move on and live a more courageous life. They want you to express yourself. This card is all about expression. So whether you're into movement or creating or expressing through a podcast, you need to express to heal that aspect of yourself. And they also talk about the inner authority and gazing within. This is actually creating intentional space in your life. It could be 2 minutes. 2 minutes to be able to settle into a space that's divine enough that you can receive the inspirations and the next steps from spirit. You're not alone, but you can't say you don't have enough time. Okay, you have enough time. So you need to look at what's coming up for you that you're telling yourself you don't have enough time. And what lifestyle changes do you need to make? Where are you over planning, over committing for the sake of something outside of your own internal guidance system, your own internal desires? And you need to make those changes there. They also want to talk about creative accountability. So whether this means joining a mastermind, sharing your dreams vulnerably with your friends and family so that they will be asking you at Christmas time and, you know, Thanksgiving for my American cousins down there, just how's this going? Where's this going? Create your own accountability that's not going to be in this air of shame. It's going to be in this air of inspiration. Inspiration is your word for the week. Okay, and forgive yourself where you need to forgive yourself. You did the best you could with where you were at. Today, Spirit is giving you more information, more guidance, so that you don't repeat these self-sabotaging cycles that are dressed up in perfectionism or alignment and all these buzzwords that we feel we need to have to be able to make the positive steps forward towards our dreams. So please do not forget your dreams. You are gifted your dreams from the Creator because you have everything you need in this life to completely execute them and become successful, whatever success means to you. I wish you the best this week.